Okay, guys, we are live. We're just going to check on social media, make sure we're all good and clear.
What's going on, everyone? We got something real special for you today. We had a interview actually that was going with James Carey, but due to some very important meetings, we had to reschedule. So me and Damien were thinking, it's like, you know what? This is a perfect opportunity for us to give you guys value regardless of the fact. And it's going to be fascinating because I'm actually going to be doing a little interview with Damien Coughlan. Okay. He's actually one of the Pitch members, founding team members. Super amazing guy. I'm going to give you guys a whole highlight. We're going to go ahead and share this in a couple places. So stay tuned right now. Let us know where you're tuning in from around the world. This is an international thing that we have going on here. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And let us know if you can hear us really well as we go ahead and share this out to other platforms, guys. This is going to be a really fun one coming up here.
Yes, I'm just sharing now, Jonathan. Excited to have everyone join us. And hopefully we're going to give you guys some massive value today.
Yeah.
Let me know, guys, where you're coming from. California in the house. What up, Jason? What up, Alina? Jason, what's going on, my friend?
What's Callie in the house? All right, so more people are popping on. So let's go ahead and let's get this rocking, okay, guys? So I'm actually really excited to do this because actually I don't think I've done this before. Have I interviewed you before, Damien?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
No, I think this is the first time. So you guys are in for a treat because I've known Damien for about like 3.5 years now. This guy has had some explosive growth. So let me give you guys a little detail about Damien and who he is, okay? So Damien Coughlan, some people call him the Irish marketer, okay? Comes directly from Ireland. You can still hear it in his accent, okay? He literally overcame crazy adversity to get here to the United States, working for some of the biggest corporations in the world, including Apple, okay? Not only was he working at Apple, he basically came to the United States, went to Silicon Valley and was a top business analyst, literally doing direct reporting for Steve Jobs and Tim Cook. Okay, guys, talk about high level and one of the most intense environments in the world. You know, one of the first companies, I don't know if it was the first company to become $1 trillion company. And he ended up leaving because of his love for entrepreneurship and wanting to help people. I actually met Damien at a conference, okay, talk about the power of networking and stuff like that, where we all got together, 6 people or 7 people that didn't know each other. We basically rented a big house. We all collaborated. We loved e-commerce. And from there, the rest is history. We did some amazing moves, have grown exponentially. And I've seen really amazing things happen for Damien. So on his quest to basically help entrepreneurs, he started several e-com stores and made multiple millions of dollars gross. Actually selling one of his e-com companies, his biggest one, last year. Okay, so he's had an exit. He's actually had 2 exits in the e-com space. So he knows what he's doing. He's gone through all the trials and tribulations. And now he's one of our founding team members, one of our marketing heads, at Pitch Investors Live. And we have an amazing event that, obviously is helping coordinate a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and give it over to Damien. I know I'm not even giving justice to like everything that you do, my brother. You're inspiring people through social media about health, business, entrepreneurship, and a lot of the hardships. So one of the things that I think that people would get a lot of value out of, and this is an incredible story when I heard it myself, was basically give us the story of like how you got started, where did you come from, and the adversities that it took to get to the United States and everything like that. That was an incredible story when I heard it. So I'd love for other people to know. Give us a little background about yourself, Damien.
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. And, Jonathan, your journey also has been incredible. And to be working with you on some of these amazing projects has been fantastic. And that is the power of entrepreneurship, guys. That is the kind of the grind and the hustle that we all do here. So thank you for the introduction. Yeah, guys, so my background is I'm an Irishman born and raised in County Cork. And ever since about 19 years of age, I've always wanted to challenge myself, right? I always wanted to do big things. And I guess, watching TV and movies at home, watching the likes of Home Alone and watching the whole American, everything is bigger and better in America. And I wanted to try something different. And, I didn't really know where to begin. And at the time, guys, it was very difficult to get a visa into the States, right? Very difficult. Whereas previously, you'd come to America, you get a job in construction, no problem. The Irish built New York, Boston, there's big pockets around San Francisco. So I had to be very creative and think, how can I get to the States and how can I realize that dream and how, take giant leaps. That's when I told my parents, like, hey, I'm about to get into corporate America. And they were shocked. They were like, are you seriously going to the States? So eventually I came over and I worked for 4 years in Silicon Valley. And I was doing the commute from San Francisco to Cupertino, which is in the heart of Silicon Valley. And it was amazing. Learned a tremendous amount, learned all about systems, building teams, about, product, innovation. And, it was exciting because I got to work on some very, very exclusive projects, like the launch of the iPad, the launch of the Apple TV. And I saw tremendous growth within corporate America. And just like anything, guys, you always want to take your life business to the next level, just like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? We all have different levels we want to get to. So at the time, digital marketing was a big, big thing. And, I've often wanted to be my own boss, watching my father and mother. My father, obviously, back home has a farm and, he gets to enjoy the fruits of his labor. So I decided to see what was going on in the digital marketing space. And that's when I came across e-commerce. And I'd seen people online sell T-shirts, print-on-demand T-shirts through Facebook ads. And I couldn't figure out, how was I being targeted living in America for Irish T-shirts? I could not understand. And slowly but surely, I got to understand Facebook ads. I got to understand the power of Pixel. I got to understand remarketing. And I started to learn the power of building a business online. And that's when I decided to step outside of my comfort zone and to surround myself with other people. And if you don't know, guys, I was kind of a young, shy Irish boy, and I knew I had to step outside of that world and get into that mastermind setting. And that's when I met Jonathan. I met a bunch of other people, and we started the Marketers Mansion Mastermind. And I can definitely tell you guys, my number one, one of the biggest factors for my growth has been masterminding and realizing that we can't do this all ourselves, guys. We've got to connect and we've got to figure out the shortcuts. And that's where Jonathan, myself, Lawrence, and about 800 entrepreneurs saw massive growth within that mastermind inside in Phoenix, Arizona. So that's kind of the background. Yeah, corporate America to... I
think we had I think it was at the time, and I think it was over 1,000, but to be more conservative, we had 800 people from around the world that would hit Phoenix to come and collaborate because they wanted to be part of that energy. They wanted to be part of these ideas. So just imagine when so many people are coming together in one place and then sharing these ideas, the exponential growth is ridiculous. And what it did for us was amazing. And then I think we had, there was 30, 35 people at that last mastermind that we did about almost 2 years ago, which is what, you, me, and Lawrence Aponte were able to create, overselling basically this amazing mastermind, It was pretty freaking amazing.
And you know what's crazy? One of the biggest things I've learned, and this is in corporate America as well, is, guys, that the person that excels, the person that gets promoted, the person that reaches their goals is the person that steps away from their computer and figures out what's working. So within Apple, the successful people were the ones not at their desk all day long. They were the ones connecting, masterminding, trying to add value, finding out what was going on in the marketplace. So that's essentially what you have to do. You have to step away from that funnel where you're constantly focusing on yourself, right? You got to figure out, how do I gain the benefits of aligning myself with other people. So I definitely recommend that,
Yeah. And one of the things that people realize, so take us a little bit more back, Damien, really quickly. So tell us about what it took to get yourself to the United States and this dream that you had to basically come to the United States, because I know that couldn't have been easy. You know what I mean? How many people actually get flown to go into Silicon Valley, which, by the way, one of the reasons they're so damn expensive over there is not because it's hey, there's a huge congregation of a lot of rich people. People pay money to live in a place where they can be around the top minds in the world. And that's what happens in Silicon Valley, right? So tell us, what was this adversity that you went through, and then stepping into Silicon Valley in San Francisco, in the heart, literally the heart, one of the biggest companies in the world. Can you tell us what it took to do that, and what happened when you arrived in Silicon Valley, and your thoughts on it? Oh, I think you're on mute, Damien. Because I can't hear you. Yeah, I think we're losing the audio on you, Damien. So give us 1 second, guys. If you guys can hear me or hear Damien, can you guys go ahead and tell us in the comments real quick? Because I can't hear Damien. I don't know if it's me or Damien. Yeah, Damien, I think we're having some technical difficulties from your end. Your audio is not coming in. Sorry, while Damien tries to come on, like one of the things that was like very impressive to me when I found out about Damien and his track and everything that he was having happen for him to be able to get into the United States was that you basically have to do really damn good work at Apple and show influence and network. You know what I mean? So it was like his network also gave him the ability to be able to get himself into Silicon Valley. So it wasn't just his amazing skill sets to get to the United States, but he also had a vision on how he wanted to be able to create that, how he was going to get into the United States, and having the proper network that was able to facilitate that. So, Damien, you there? We're still having technical difficulties. I'm not sure what's going on. Damien, can anyone hear Damien? Yeah, Damien, you want to go ahead and talk and see if anybody can hear you? Yeah, your audio has gone off, dude. So you may want to, maybe you want to log off and log back in. All right, guys, just give it 1 second to get Damien back in here. Anything? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give a little quick synopsis, guys, while we're waiting on Damien to get his audio. Not sure what happened exactly. But one of the things that we've been working on, obviously, together is Pitch Investors Live, right? So Pitch Investors Live is one of the companies that we're able to like work together with. This journey started in the end of 2017. We kind of made more of a decision. Yep, still can't hear you, Damien. Yep, so I'm not sure what's going on. You completely gone. You may want to enter. Do you want to try entering from your phone, brother? Yeah, so one of the things that we ended up doing in the end of 2017 is that we decided to get into the project Pitch Investors Live. So Matthew Lally, he had the origination of the idea of Pitch, right? It actually came from an app. So when I met Matthew, I think it was in I don't know if it was 2015 or 2014, 2015. We met up at a startup conference, and he had an idea called 2UP. And basically it was people went on to debate. Okay, so people literally went on to debate each other, and it was gamified where people could vote on the person that wins, and two people get to argue about two different, it was kind of like a clash of ideas type thing, and people would basically go against each other and religious ideals, political ideals, different type of ideological stuff. Shoot, a girlfriend and a boyfriend that are arguing over a subject, and people would watch, they could comment, and this actually was before Facebook Live even was out. And when I met Matt, I thought it was an incredible idea. I definitely wanted to get involved. We never ended up doing business. We actually would meet up at these very local masterminds that we would hold in South Florida, for visionaries and big thinkers, just to basically collaborate. It would be for like a couple hours. A lot of cool people would end up coming to these. So we stayed in contact that way. And one of the ways that Matt actually came, we ended up inviting him to that marketer's mansion that we were talking about. And when he ended up coming to the marketer's mansion, the really cool thing that ended up happening is that the idea of going further with Pitch came into play. And that's when me and Damien basically joined on board, and we're like, what, we want to help create this. We don't want to market this. Matt wanted us to help with the marketing. We're like, what, nah. We want to help build really cool stuff. And we're big time Shark Tank fans. And when we saw that this is basically a digital version, not the same, completely revolutionizing and breaking down doors on how investors, entrepreneurs, startups, inventors, all these type of people can basically get together for a common goal and to raise money, raise awareness, get some sales, strategy, get advisors. Like I'm talking about everything that has been happening on our platform was not what we expected. There's so many deals that end up happening that sometimes are not just funding related. Yes, people have been funded on our platform. Even one individual that got, within a year's time got funded fully, then got acquired. But we have stories of people that basically come on, they get massive exposure, a lot of users on their apps, they sell some of their products, and has evolved into something bigger. So that's where we basically went into the idea of creating this mastermind, because me and Damien, one of the things that I would like to talk to Damien about is the power of the mastermind and network. Like how does this facilitate and take us to a whole nother level? Like why do people even attend these things? Why is it that so many high level individuals either host their own high level masterminds or they're attending other people's masterminds? It's because people don't have time. You know what I mean? So like one of the things is like people do not have time. Are you there, Damien?
Can you hear me now?
There we go. We're back.
Man,
all right.
We got a lot going on here.
So let's.
What happened basically was someone tried calling me and it disconnected the sound.
All right, we're back though. We're back.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. So I was just giving like a quick interpretation of what happened with Pitch Investors Live, how we got involved, how it has evolved, how it's changing entrepreneurs and startups' lives. Investors are finding it so freaking awesome that they can instantly connect in a very awesome fashion. Having celebrities on board and everything like that. Kevin Harrington, one of our team members, advisors, investors on the platform, and then it takes us to this next event. And I was talking a little bit about the power of the mastermind, but let's take it back to talk about where we ended off at, Damien, and basically where what is it that it took, what adversary did it take to get from Ireland over here, and then what is it that you saw when you hit Silicon Valley with all these people congregated in a very small area?
Yeah, just an incredible amount of planning, sacrificed, like leaving my family, leaving my friends, trying to figure out, how to sell my car, what to pack. When I landed in San Francisco, it was my first time ever in America. So literally what happened was I put in a request. I said, hey, I want to travel to the States. I want to, work over there for a while. They said, okay, there's a position open in, I think it was 2 weeks. So literally I had to change my life around and get prepared, get my visa, go up to Dublin, get all my passports, and basically come over. I landed in San Francisco, didn't know anyone. First thing I did was go to the Irish bars, and that slowly but surely got me in tune with the system. So San Francisco, one of the most beautiful cities in the world, a lot of Irish there. And as soon as I got into the swing of things, everyone in America was very, sincere. And that's one thing I love about America is that everyone wants you to succeed here. Everyone is willing to connect and help you along your journey, So definitely incredible. Thank you, Adam.
Yeah, amazing. So, coming over here and getting all those things done, let's go ahead and tap into some of the things that help create, some of the success that you've had and everything like that, and, how you're able to accomplish these things. Let's tap into really quickly the mindset, right? So in your eyes, the type of mindset that is needed, especially making a shift, because you were getting paid handsome money, one of the most prestigious companies in the world. Like your parents probably thought you were nuts. I'm just guessing. They thought you were nuts when you told them, hey, I'm going to go after this e-com thing, and I'm literally going to quit my job, and I'm basically going to go this way. So can you talk about that? Like what made you make that decision of leaving such a high-paying job, benefits and everything, and going after entrepreneurship, which is so risky, So like, how did that happen?
Yeah. So I mean, it all boils down to regret. So I've always lived my life on taking massive chances, taking massive risk, and I always said to myself, hey, if the entrepreneurship doesn't work, there's always the chance to go back into corporate and to rebuild again. So definitely, I'm a believer in. You're not promised tomorrow. There are just so many people out there that don't have the opportunity that we do to take giant leaps. So that's something I decided to do and get my mindset right. So it was all about like taking that chance and realizing that, hey, if it doesn't work out, there's no problem. We can move on to the next one. So
yeah. So would you say it's a little bit of looking adversity and looking at fear like directly at it and not being scared of taking that chance, because it's like, well, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. If I'm going to live here, I'm going to take those chances. Was it a lot of that, Damien?
Yeah, Massive risk, yeah. It was just going deep in, no problem. And I think that's something I see, Jonathan. A lot of entrepreneurs, the successful ones, are the ones willing to go all in. They're the ones with no fear. They're going all in. They're going to make it work. They'll do whatever it takes, and they'll realize that it's not smooth sailing, right? Some weeks you could be doing great. Some weeks you're not. You're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. So it's all about being reactive. Like how do you react to situations? And that's where I think having that circle of friends and that mastermind helps, because people that are in that circle, people that are in that community with you, and it goes in corporate America too, right? It's all about looking into your network of friends, looking into the people that you surround yourself and you admire with, and figuring out, hey, I have this problem. How do I solve it in the most efficient and effective manner? And that's where, like, hanging around with the likes of you, Matthew, who've had the experience that I can learn and grow from.
Yeah, no, 100%, brother. So one of the things I remember that I was like, damn, this is pretty freaking crazy, is you, as soon as you were leaving Apple, one of the things that you did as soon as you basically were leaving over there is that you went to a mastermind in Bali. Okay, so it's a high level, very exclusive mastermind. What made you take that leap to actually be like, okay, I'm about to spend a lot of money. I'm about to go freaking overseas to Bali with a whole bunch of, internet marketers, visionaries, entrepreneurs, startups, and everything like that. And can you tell us, like, what the hell made you take that leap and the type of benefit that you got out of this mastermind when you made that jump? I think it was in 2016?
2016, yeah, August. It was 3 days. So basically what happened was, I had been burnt out. I'd worked 7 years straight with Apple. Literally, I gave my life to, expanding my corporate expertise, and it was nonstop, because if you know Apple, they're all about product launch. So as soon as one launch is done, you're on to the next launch. So I decided to incorporate learning with travel. So I said, okay, Bali is one of the most beautiful places in the world. I heard so much about it. And I decided to, go in there with an open mind. And I was actually one of the most inexperienced people at that mastermind. It was held by Don Wilson. You guys know Don Wilson, owner of Gear Bubble, a print-on-demand company. And I had said to Don, it was 2 days after me leaving, I said, hey, Don, I'd love to go to your mastermind. He said, well, Damien, this is a mastermind for, e-commerce 6-7 figure earners. And I was like, well, I'll come, I'll contribute. I have a bit of corporate background, but I don't have the entrepreneurial expertise yet. And he was like, okay, you can come, no problem. And that's when I was just blown away. So I attended the event, and I couldn't understand how everyone was so welcoming and willing to give input, at every level. So yeah, I was just taking massive action and realizing that, hey, things move quickly, and I wanted to be at that event. I wanted to connect with the most elite level e-commerce entrepreneurs at that time. And that event was the catalyst then, Jonathan. So when I left Bali and I flew back to America, I was so inspired, I was so fulfilled, and I had all the connections now. I had all the connections, I had all the backup systems, and I had the insider scoop on what was really working in the e-commerce space at that particular time, which yourself changes so often.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, being able to attend like those type of events, I'm a big proponent on personal development, private masterminds, conferences. I'm a little bit, I'll go to them, but it's usually I go to meet the people. But like one of the places that I get the most value out of, and I believe some of my exponential growth actually came in, if I'm not mistaken, it was actually 2016. I turned 33 years old, and it's actually on my Facebook page too. I made a pact with myself that I'm going to take more risks. Okay, I'm going to take more risks. I'm going to take every opportunity. I started attending more masterminds. That's actually when I went and attended that conference where I met you, Lawrence, Sodden, LT, the Mr. Flippa, Aaron. Aaron. He's killing it out there right now. And I met all these amazing freaking people. Russ, like all these people that we're able to meet, and lifelong friendships came out of it. And now I had a circle of people that were able to help me. So lifelong friendships, like look at what we're doing right now. That was the first time that we met, you know what I mean? Like we held our private mastermind away from the conference, right? And it was so incredible that since then, the exponential growth that has happened has been amazing. And one of the things that it's not that I regret, I wish I have known earlier, is attending these type of events and being around the people that have done it already.
Yeah.
So in order to think at a very high level, sometimes people don't realize it's not the smartest person in the room. It's being able to think at the same thresholds of these big time players that are not as, I'm telling you right now, a lot of these people that are making huge moves, they're not smarter than you and I. They're not smarter than you and I, but they have learned basically the principles, and they have a mindset that allows them to think higher.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the reasons, that we basically put together the mastermind that we're holding coming up, just to give you guys insight into our mind and why we're even doing this, this is an outlandish event, multiple billions of dollars worth of net worth, sales, acquisitions, deals, investment power. So why are we doing this, right? So what's the reason that we're doing it, okay? So one of them is, first of all, we love masterminds, right, Damien? Like masterminds, yeah. We held one, we're obsessed with them ourselves. So we want to think way bigger. We want to have a Rolodex of people that are doing things on a much bigger level. So what do? We surround ourselves, okay? We're going to do it. It's a 3-day event. There's all kinds of masterminds around there, guys. This is not just about the one that we're holding. We're just getting you to tap into our minds of why we're even doing this. It's to be surrounded with elite thinkers, elite salespeople, elite entrepreneurs, elite investors that are going to allow us to think bigger. So they're going to allow us to think bigger at stages that we've never seen before. So Damien, you've attended several masterminds, high-end ones and everything like that. What happens every time that you get to these masterminds? Can you give people some advice, about attending these types? And, someone that has never even attended one, why should anyone even attend a mastermind? What's the power of it? Because some people, when they hear about it, they're like, oh, it's just people gathering together, but there's way more to it. Can you
there's way more. Number one, and this is for me personally speaking, is that I often come away inspired from these masterminds, and I also I'm out, and the realization that I'm thinking too small. So a lot of the times you go to these events and you see these 18, 19-year-old kids, or you see people that have come from nothing and they're building these huge businesses, huge organization structures. They're doing massive collaboration deals. It just put things into perspective, because often when you're working on your own in silo, and you're working at your desk all day long, you kind of become immersed in what you're doing and you fail to see the bigger picture. So what I'm looking to do now from this event is I'm looking to tap into the mind of Grant Cardone and figure out, how is he able to 10x? How is he able to build such a massive sales organization? How is he able to go from, a sales trainer to owning all this multi-family? The same with Kevin. You and I, Jonathan, we're on with Kevin all day long, and he's managing to outwork all of us. And, he's traveling, he's got a crazy schedule. I want to find out, what is Kevin doing that is different to what I'm doing? So essentially, I go to these events and I'm basically with an open mind, Jonathan. I'm looking to find out, what are these people doing? And friendship, long life friendships, the ability to pick up the phone. So in every mastermind I've ever attended, the details, the exchange that I've gotten, it allows me to pick up the phone very quickly and say, hey, I really need to get on a 30-minute call. Something's not working with my ads. Something's not working with my supply chain. Something's not working with my payment processor. So it's not just that event. It's a lifelong, friendship and a lifelong experiences that you're now tapping into, and you're becoming known within that circle.
Yeah, so one of my favorite quotes, guys, and Damien, and I've adhered to this so hard, okay, is that if I've done anything large and if I've done anything monumental, it's by standing on the shoulders of giants. Okay, so this is a famous quote that is out there, and obviously everyone has a different context to it. But the interpretation that I give to it is that, why try to do things on your own when you have the capability of being able to tap into the circles, tap into the network, tap into the mind, tap into the energy, tap into all of that of people that are doing 10, 20, 50x what you are. Okay, so that automatically helps you resonate and get closer to where they are. So that's one of the big powers about it, right? So let's go ahead and talk about, this is a really cool subject. So we were supposed to have a live with James Carey. He's a freaking amazing venture capitalist, crazy entrepreneur. So, he's just not one of those investors that comes in and basically, he only came from wealth or anything like that. He's a very successful entrepreneur, had an exit with a super amazing product that he had basically brought to market. So he knows the world. So Damien, can you tell us anything about, this is all, especially for our people that are in internet marketing, our people that are in e-com, the people that are in the small business startup space. people that basically have running businesses and everything like that. One of the things that I found amazing once getting into Pitch Investors Live and figuring out about angel investors, seed funding, raising from friends and family. Obviously, we all do that anyways, but you go a little bit higher, angel investing up to venture capital. What is this thing that we figured out that now there's way more possibilities in getting money? Can you tell us how that kind of has changed the scope of how we think about things too, that it's not always our money or we have to build it, it's kind of slowed?
Yeah, there's just a whole new world of opportunity out there that I didn't know about, and there's a whole new sphere that I'm still learning about. And it's coming because things are moving a lot faster in the digital era, and the access to capital now is a lot more available than previously before, right? Before you'd have to, be connected, you'd have to be in a group, you'd have to be in the circles of Silicon Valley, Tel Aviv, London, New York City, and it was very difficult. But now with the internet and with apps and with mobile technology, now we're able to access investors. We're able to get into various apps that allow us to get funding, right? All these crowdfunding applications, and basically now it's all about leverage. How can I leverage? How can I provide value in exchange for capital? So what I'm seeing now is a lot of people that have great ideas, businesses, services, and they're getting funded because they have that genius idea, but they don't have the capital behind it. So we're seeing a lot of that lately, Jonathan. And even when I was selling my store, I was amazed at the level of people that were looking for these type of assets to buy. The doctor in New York City, he wants to put his money somewhere and he doesn't know what to do with it. Well, these brokers and these facilitators can actually negotiate a deal for you. So there's plenty of money out there for anybody with a great product, idea, or service.
Yeah, one of the things that I found so crazy, entering into this space, is that a lot more, and I think we even talked about this in our Ashley Cheeks interview, where she helped, countless entrepreneurs basically raise funding all the way up to even $550 million. And she says that almost everything is investable, okay? Almost everything is investable, but it is knowing how these things are done, how to put a pitch deck together, how to outline numbers. Here's the thing, companies are getting funded without any revenue whatsoever, okay? So if you have an idea, and then you're actually going to put time and effort into getting around the right circles, getting the right mentorship, attending events like masterminds, or, sometimes there's seminars that'll teach about this type of stuff, and really figuring out how is it that you can position yourself. Way more companies are actually fundable. Our e-com store itself, we've been approached by basically venture capitalists itself that they want to invest into our company. And this is not even just money, it's smart money. There's a big difference. You get people that know what the hell they're doing at a very high level. They're doing it with other companies that all they have to do is plug in basically the mind, the advice, the protocols, and can exponentially grow your business, give you the capital to be more comfortable and grow way faster. So the people that like to move fast, like you said something, Damien, that is very important here, is that things are moving faster, okay? And they're only speeding up even more. And here's the thing, in this new world where funding is becoming more readily available, having these networks, having the systems, knowing the education behind it puts you in an advantage. And those of you that don't have that knowledge, the Rolodex, the network and stuff, you're going to be left behind. That's what doesn't matter.
You look at these companies, Jonathan, they're barely 12 months, a couple of years now. We have, the latest was MVMT. We had another kind of a bohemian style e-commerce store just sold recently. Literally things are moving so fast, so that the person that's positioned them in a learning mindset, in that growth mindset, is the person that's going to be winning at the end of the day. So as you said earlier, the pitch deck, the business plan, getting on calls, negotiating deals, all this is hugely beneficial to you when you want to move at speed, Yep.
And that's what's happening in the new world. Things are just moving too fast. So if you don't learn how to move fast, you will be left behind. So for those of you that are probably listening right now, you may even have one of those companies where you're thinking damn, why can't I keep up? Why isn't my company growing fast enough? Why am I plateauing? Why is it failing? Why am I having a really rough time? And the truth of the matter is that you don't have the tool sets, okay? You don't have the tools inside of your box to give you the opportunity to keep up, okay? The other people in your circles to give you the opportunity to tap into their potential, into their Rolodex, into their experience, vast experiences that they have. It's like coming into these circles, you tend to speed those things up, right? So
exactly, yeah. Like with Ashley, like with her expertise and with her ability to basically condense information. So we're all about, hey, I want to provide as much information as possible. She takes it and she'll structure and she'll say, you know what, include that, exclude that. So definitely, that is powerful when you have those people at your disposal.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we've committed to at Pitch Investors Live. So one of the things that me and Damien definitely resonated big time, also Matthew Lally, Umair Hadid, a bunch of the other founding team members and people that helped out at Pitch, which we're super thankful for all of their help and support with everything we're doing, all the people that follow us, that one of the things that we love is to help entrepreneurs. Okay, that was something that we all came together with. Me and Umair come from the big agency world, and we wanted to help small startups, okay, to gain traction, to get the marketing. You know, we had a marketing agency that we just back our projects with now. I know you, Damien, basically, you wanted to help entrepreneurs from around the world and inspire them. So this is one of the reasons that this is why Pitch Investors Live was so attractive to you, and you're still here kicking really hard, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's once you discover the purpose, what's the vision? The vision is that we want to give everyone a level playing field. So we want to give people, regardless of where you are, what your background is. If you have an idea, you have a product, you have a service that you think is going to benefit someone, we're putting you into that position, and then we're going to give you access regardless where you are.
Yeah, amen to that. Amen to that. All right, so let's go ahead and leave it off here. We're gonna talk slightly about one of the events that we have going on. So obviously, if you guys don't know Pitch Investors Live, we're facilitating startups, inventors, entrepreneurs to gain traction by instantly being able to matchmake with investors. We do some hand holding for people. We do some education and everything like that. And the next phase of what we did is we started a mastermind called the Pitch Mastermind. So Damien, give us a little quick take of what the hell is this thing that we created that like blew up way out of proportion, way bigger than we ever expected. It keeps getting better. Tell us a little bit about what this mastermind is and why we created it.
Well, we were looking at, Jonathan, how could we do something bigger, better, more influential, something with power, something with precision. And as you guys know, we did the Marketer's Mansion. So Jonathan and I sat down and said, okay, how can we put together the biggest A players in the game? And what started off as a small enough event has now turned into something magnificent. So we have essentially broken it into 3 days, guys, and we have done it for a reason in that way. So the first day, on Friday, it's going to be the initiation day, right? This is where you come in and you get to meet everybody. You get to figure out who is who, and basically you mastermind, say, hey, you know, this is who I am. This is some of the value I'm trying to receive. This is my business. This is where I was. Here's where I want to go. And that's kind of the initiation. The Saturday then is essentially where we're going to bring everyone together and start teaching, right? It's the day of learning. It's the day of opening your mind and expanding your mind. And Jonathan, you have a particular name for this day, right?
Yeah, so we came up with something. So with so much training that we've done, personal development, plus all kinds of conferences and so much education from our high-level advisors, we actually set up this event in a 3-day phase. Okay, so just as Damien said, we have initiation day where we're having massive names, investors, influencers, big-time influencers coming together larger than the 3-day event to basically get in front. We solidified a ridiculous event at the Fiana Hotel in Miami Beach. We're literally going to be having this initiation day in front of what's called the Mammoth Garden, and one of 2 mammoths in the world. It's a $16 million mammoth. It is freaking beautiful. You know, so what a space to start the initiation day with all these spectacular names, these celebrities that we have coming, these big time venture capitalists, you know, these people that know how to exponentially grow businesses into the billions of dollars. Then day number 2 is called the Apprenticeship Day. Okay, so the Apprenticeship Day is where we go into the learning, the secrets that a lot of people don't talk about in public. You know, open up the Rolodex, the information that is needed to basically take businesses to a whole nother level. In that day, we're going to have a few people actually pitch so you can see what people are actually doing and pitching substantial projects, getting information, getting feedback from the mentors. Then on day 3, okay, this is a 3-day event that was put together very precisely. This is not done by accident. And day number 3 is the day of mastery. Okay, and this day of mastery, what we're doing is that this is the day where you're going to break through to a whole nother level, to mastery levels, what we want to get you to in this very short period of time by giving you the most effective tools possible. One of the things that we got out of our last mastermind, and it's so freaking powerful, and they do this a lot of high-level personal development courses, that you get knowledge and information by hearing other people talk about their problems and where they want to go. Because you're not aware sometimes of where the hell it is that you need to go. So with that being said, how do you even know the potential problems that are coming? How do you know the things that are coming? How do you know the next big idea is not out there? So we give space for hot seats for each one of the attendees to sit down and get feedback from these mentors that are doing ridiculous business in so many different fields, but exponentially knowing how to grow businesses. And these people grow businesses in a vast array of arenas when it comes to e-commerce, when it comes to the funding landscape, to tech companies, to regular businesses, you know, like for anything that you have basically has a mindset attached. And imagine tapping into all these elite entrepreneurs, investors, startup companies. You learn by hearing what they say, and you get to ask your own question. What is that one question that you guys have? One question that you know that you could get so much value if you have Kevin Harrington answering that question. What about Laurel Langmeyer that was on The Secret? You know, had up to almost 100 companies and worked with so many companies, and you know they call her the millionaire maker. Okay, getting advice from her, getting from Reese Jones that has done amazing business and advice from the biggest companies in the world for billions of dollars of exits, guys, like exits, huge, over 40, 50 merger and acquisitions, okay? And then that list continues going and further. Grant Cardone is going to be there speaking directly about his principles, okay? That's even on day 3. So day 3, which is subject to change, he might come Saturday or Sunday, but right now it's signified as Sunday. He's going to come in, he's going to do an interview with Kevin on how the hell he's been exploding his business. It's like, what the hell is he doing? You know, like it was very amazing because in order to get Grant, actually Damien has literally been chasing and freaking contacting. And it was so, Damien, tell us how hard it was to get freaking Grant. Like this has been a long time running and you were one of the key components to making this happen. Tell us how the hell you did it, man. Like how the hell did it?
I mean, you gotta find out what his values are, number one. So, you know, one of Grant's missions is to reach as many people as possible around the world. So literally sharing his content in Instagram DMs, connecting with him, trying to add value, and literally chasing him and saying, hey, you know, this is what I'm doing. This is what we're trying to achieve. Here are some of the common goals. Can we work together? And it was just a nonstop interaction with him, his team, and just making sure that we could connect with him. A local Miami-based, you know, mega entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, and we're delighted to have him, you know. So it took a team, not just myself, it took Jonathan and everyone working at Pitch Investors Live to show him how truly amazing this event was going to be. And I aim to tap into his mind and figure out what the hell did he do to manage to literally 10x and to do the great things now. You know, he is outworking everyone in the industry, and you know, it's just amazing, the culture and the brand he has built, you know, the brand.
Yeah, and he's a very rare person. Like he's turning down all kinds of speaking offers. I'm not gonna say this is what he's doing, but I almost feel like he's alluding to like running for president. You know what I mean? I'm like, whoa, is this, I don't know if it's real, and I'm not saying it's real, but it's like this guy's thinking so big. He wants to reach the world. I don't see it as maybe a not possibility. It's actually possible. I'm actually going to say he is. I'm not saying that he is for sure. But, you know, there was a couple posts and I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? I was like kind of surprised when I saw it a few days ago, right?
Yeah.
I was like, woo. So with that being said, so he's going to go in, he's going to talk, he's going to do a little interview with Kevin, and then he's going to talk directly to the attendees. Okay, so he's literally going to talk to the attendees and teach us the principles, okay, of how the hell he's actually 10xing. Like you said, like he doesn't just talk about it. He didn't just write a book on it. Doesn't matter if you like him or not. He is freaking doing it. Okay, that's the key word here. Okay, so if you're hating on him or whatever it is, you must ask yourself why. You know, like why is it that you're hating on this individual that is getting massive results? There's something that he's doing that is spectacular. We're going to find out those secrets. He's going to talk to us. He's going to talk to us directly, and we even get to do a Q&A with him. We'll most likely take some pictures with them, and that takes us into the really important part of the day where we're going to do a breakout session with basically all of our mentors and industry leaders, where you get to pick out from everything that you've done. You've learned so much. You broke through a whole bunch of barriers. Now it's time to talk to the people that are going to support you, open up their Rolodexes, teach you the juice, possibly have lifelong friendships with these people. Okay, these are high-level players. This is where they're meeting people, okay? These type of events, you're not going to go to a conference and have a conversation with them. This is where you have those type of conversations with these type of mega stars and mega investors and mega sales generators. That breakout session then goes, you get to talk to these people individually, talk about where you want to go, et cetera, et cetera. And then that's where we have a little surprise at the very end, and boom, we finalize it, and we're actually calling this the rebirth, okay? Initiation day, apprenticeship day, mastery day. That's the rebirth, where we want to have people go through an evolution where it's going to shortcut them 6 months, a year, 2 years. Could be life-changing. You know what I mean? It's going to be an amazing event. I can't wait for it just for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm excited as hell just for myself.
Exactly. Even though we're organizing it, I've already planning everything I want to learn, every question I want to ask, every connection. How can I add value to these speakers? I'm super excited, and I know that this is going to be hugely beneficial, and anybody attending as well is going to get massive value.
Yep. So if you guys haven't attended Masterminds, that's a key point. We appreciate you, Damien, coming on here last minute to do a badass interview. You know what I mean? Super amazing. It's my first time being able to do it with you, so that's super cool. We look forward to hearing more about your updates and your growth. I'm here next to you too, being able to see that tremendous growth, and we're supporting each other, meeting at a mastermind type of environment, right?
Yes, exactly.
So super excited. Any last words of encouragement or advice that you would like to give startups and entrepreneurs, that are on the edge of making that decision to go to the next level? Anything you want to advise or give some advice to any of these guys to leave them off with, Damien?
Yeah, so definitely, again, open up your mind, open up the mindset that you need in order to succeed. It's you got to be willing to push yourself out there, to definitely surround yourself with the right people, and it makes it a lot easier. Definitely, if I was to start all over again, I don't know if I'd have it was the fact that I surrounded myself with that bunch of entrepreneurs in Bali, Indonesia, that gave me such a push to start my first business. It was incredible. So if you're on the fence, jump in. Definitely connect with either one of us. If you want to find out more information, Jonathan and myself, we can tell you all about the event. But definitely take massive action. You're not promised tomorrow. And there's going to be the people, the skills, the connections, and resources for you at this event. This is a high-level event. This is not your average mastermind. We've done one before, and now we're planning to take it to a whole new level. So this is going to be something incredible.
Yep, guys. So you hear it from Damien himself. It's about taking massive action, taking risks. You know what I mean? Taking massive action and taking risks in a way that is different, because guess what, guys? Things are moving way too damn fast. Too fast. So thank you, guys. We appreciate all you guys. I'm glad that we were able to get out here with Damien. You just dropped a whole bunch of knowledge. Hopefully you guys learned something today. So we look forward to continuing on. Anything that you need from us, reach directly out to the Pitch Investors live page. Reach out to me and Damien on Facebook in the different mediums and stuff like that. And we hope to see you guys soon, whether it's on Pitch, at the Pitch Mastermind, or at anything else that we may see you. Thanks, guys, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, John.